Good morning, children. As you remember, in the last session, a practice exercise was given to you. I hope you were able to do it. Let's have a look at the solutions of that exercise. In the exercise, you had to identify the verb and the subject of the verb from the sentences. Here are the answers. The first one. Alice is thinking of leaving the country. Verb is thinking. Subject of the verb Alice. Next one. The painter paints the portraits. Verb paints. Subject of the verb the painter. Alan is a pediatrician. Verb is. Subject of the verb Alan. Stars shine at night. Verb shine. Subject of the verb stars. The army advanced. Verb advanced. Subject of the verb the army. Platinum is very precious. Verb is. Subject of the verb platinum. I hope this was simple enough for you to do. Let's go ahead with our today's session. In the previous session, we had started with the types of cases. We had understood the nominative case. Today, we are going to do objective or accusative case and possessive or genitive case. Let's begin. We learned that in nominative case, the noun is the subject of the verb, that is, someone or something that performs the action. In objective or accusative case, the noun is the object of the verb. Object of the verb is someone or something on whom the action is being performed. A noun is in the objective case when it is used as a direct object. For example, she stroked the cat. Here, verb is stroked. When we ask the question, stroked what? We get the answer, the cat. Hence, the cat becomes the object of the verb stroked. Next one. Father called Frank. Here, called is the verb, and when we ask the question, called whom, we get the answer, Frank. Hence, Frank is the object of the verb called. Take a look at these sentences. The dog ate our turkey. Ate is the verb, and when we ask ate what, we get the answer, our turkey. Similarly, our cat caught a mouse. Caught is the verb, and when we ask the question, caught what, we get the answer, a mouse. Here, our turkey and a mouse are the direct object. Let's understand in detail what direct object means. Direct object is the person or the thing upon whom or upon which the action is carried out. Direct object can be found by locating the verb and asking whom or what. For example, I saw Annie yesterday. In this sentence, saw is the verb, and when I ask the question, saw whom, I get the answer, Annie. Hence, Annie is the direct object of the verb saw. Let's take another example. Please send this letter immediately. Here, the verb is send, and when I ask the question, send what, I get the answer, this letter. Hence, this letter is the direct object of the verb send. Let's do a few more examples to understand this better. Take a look at this sentence. She bought a car. Verb bought. Bought what? A car. Hence, a car becomes the direct object. Let's do another example. Jane loves her children. Here, the verb is loves. And when we ask the question, loves whom, we get the answer, her children. Hence, her children is the direct object of the verb loves. I hope this was simple enough to understand. Now, let's remember not to confuse who and whom. She saw a man. Here, the verb is saw. When I ask the question, who saw, I get the answer, she saw. And hence, she is the subject of the verb. But when I ask, whom did she see, I get the answer, a man. Hence, a man becomes the object of the verb saw. Kate spoke to James. Who spoke? The answer, Kate spoke. To whom did Kate speak? The answer, to James. Are you able to see the difference? When we ask the question who, we get the subject of the verb. And when we ask the question whom or what, we get the object of the verb. Let's do the next example. The supplier called Mr. Cole. Called is the verb and called whom, we get the answer, Mr. Cole. Hence, Mr. Cole is the object of the verb called. I hope this was simple enough to understand. Now, let's go to our next case, that is possessive case. We use the possessive case when we want to say that something belongs to somebody. possessive case is used to show ownership. Here, the possessive mark, that is apostrophe S, is used to indicate a relation of ownership or association with someone. Now, we need to understand when and where to use an apostrophe S. So, let's do that. Singular nouns take apostrophe S. For example, Bob's presentation, or Fran's website kept growing larger and larger. Here, Bob and Fran are singular nouns. Hence, we add apostrophe S to show that the things belong to them. For a group of people or animals, put apostrophe after S. For example, the members forum, or the dog's tail. Companies are often treated like people. That is, we use apostrophe S with their names. For example, Coca-Cola's latest advertising campaign. Irregular plural nouns that don't end in S take apostrophe S. For example, the children's toys, or the people's court. Plural nouns that end in S take an apostrophe after S. For example, the girls' dresses. People's names that end in S, we put the apostrophe after S. For example, Charles' job was in danger. In case of more than one person, the apostrophe S is put after the last person's name. For example, Mary and Peter's house, or Julie and John's car. Here are a few more examples to show how apostrophe and apostrophe s is used. Singular nouns. Peter's computer, Sue's book, my friend's car, Mum's job. Plural nouns. My parents' house, friends' pens. Exceptions. Children, children's. People, people's. Men, men's. Women, women's. A few more examples with animals. The dogs like to eat bones. The next one. The dog's bone is in his mouth. Next. The dog's bone is in the middle. Can you see the difference? Now, let's remember a few points. Put the apostrophe in the right place. For example, the dog's kennel or fish's eggs. For plural words that don't end in s, the possessive form is written by adding apostrophe s. For example, children's room or women's shoes. For singular nouns ending in s, the possessive form is written by adding an apostrophe after s. For example, Chris Will's attitude. Don't add an apostrophe to a word just because it ends in s. For example, I like pigs. Apostrophe s is wrong. Simply write I like pigs. Dogs look up to us. Here, apostrophe s in dogs is not needed. We can simply write dogs look up to us. I hope you were able to understand both objective and possessive case. Now, let's do some practice exercises to make sure that we have understood the topics. Exercise 1. Identify the verb and the object of the verb from the following sentences. Exercise 2. Rewrite the following in possessive form. The solutions for these exercises will be provided in our next session. Till then, have a great day.